Hello everybody, this is a follow-up video of my egg tumbler video that I did about a month or two ago. There's been a lot of positive feedback and a lot of questions asking me, basically how did I find the egg tumblers to work, what's been my success rate, how quickly do the fry develop, and so on. So basically, as you can see in this video, very basic design. I have to say I'm very, very pleased with using them. Since then I've ordered probably about another 5 or 6 egg tumblers. So like I said, they really do cut down on fish tank room. Instead of having to set up an individual tank for every species that I strip, now I can allow the fry to develop in the egg tumbler. And obviously once the fry are free swimming, then I can release them into another holding tank and raise them with some other fry and introduce them at the same time, which makes a lot easier and really lowers the aggression rate. Because even any of you that have kept cichlids and even raising fry that are 2 weeks older than some other fry that have finally developed and introducing them, a lot of times there's aggressive issues. Even the small fry that are 2 weeks older tend to pick on or kill the newly introduced fry. So this way, like I said, I can get a few of these tumblers going at the same time, and then once everything's developed, I can introduce them all together, and that way I can avoid any aggression issues. So obviously I can keep my live rate up and my success rate's a lot better. So as you can see, everybody seems to be pretty happy. There's about 20 fry in here. These are Neketanga red tops. I stripped this female, I would say, about a week ago. So the fry are a little more developed than what they were when I stripped the female. That said, sometimes people, again, they think that, once they see the female with a mouthful of eggs that they have to strip them, immediately. I have found that actually letting the female swim around for maybe 7 to 10 days with a mouthful, increases the success rate and obviously fertilization rate of the fish. So for example, what I was doing in the beginning, I would see a female carrying eggs. I'd strip them within 3 to 4 days, but I found that a good percentage of the eggs were unfertilized, maybe 30, sometimes up to 50%. So during that first week, I think it's very crucial. The female actually may breed with the male on a few different occasions, and it may take a few attempts to fertilize all the fry. So, and secondly, also when you strip the fry, say 7 to 10 days later, a lot of those eggs are maybe slightly developed. Maybe there's some eyes that are starting to develop, some small heads. Either way, the fry have come a lot further than stripping them too early. That said, I have a few other tumblers going at the same time. As you can see here, this is some red cap Nadumbi fry, some Maison Reef Chilumba fry, and some very popular red by red fry. Either way, like I said, this is cut down on a whole bunch of space. It's amazing how many babies you can raise in just a simple tumbler like this. There's probably about 25 fry in this tumbler alone. The Chilumba zebra right here, this is actually, I'm very excited about this. It's basically 2 years in the making from the group that I have. They finally bred. Again, in this case, I did strip the female too early because I had a tendency with that female that she would swallow the eggs. So I figured, I better strip her sooner than later before I lose everything. And about half this batch basically was unfertilized. So there was probably about 14 to 15 eggs that I stripped, and as you can see, maybe 6 or 7 fry in total development. I've also noticed though too, if you want to increase the rate of your fry's development, I figured that a lot of it can be influenced also by the flow rate that comes through the egg tumbler. So for example, if you have your tumbler at a very low rate, I find that the fry utilize their yolk sacs at a much slower pace. By increasing the rate, I've noticed that the fry are, basically become free swimming a lot sooner. So again, that can vary, person to person, but this is basically, my personal experience. And at the same time too, allows me to run the air pump at full strength instead of turning it down or using a valve to put back pressure on the pump and possibly burning it out. So as you can see, basically everything's developing quite nice. I'd like to do a follow-up video. As an example, these Chilumba zebras that you see here, their yolk sacs are still quite large. These guys have actually probably been in incubation for 3 weeks. The Chilumba zebra is obviously the giant of the species, and maybe that said, you know, they had very large eggs to start with. I've noticed obviously with the smaller version of the same species like the red by reds, their eggs were not quite as large as the Chilumbas. Red caps, for example, they're considered to be a dwarf African species, and their eggs, again, you know, quite a bit smaller too. So I noticed depending on the species, you know, the larger the species, there tends to be a size difference, you know, between them and other species, and obviously it's comparable with the eggs too that they carry. So yeah, it's very very interesting, very neat. You know, obviously I don't have as much experience with these tumblers as maybe some other people do, but you know, doing this now for a little bit and having a very good high success rate with the fry, I found that just certain little techniques and tweaks have made all the difference. I'd like to do, like I said, another follow-up video hopefully within a week, and I'd like to just show you everybody the progression of the fry. Talk to you soon. Bye.